Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo. Good morning, everyone. To begin my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho. I'm going to read a passage from the Shoshin Renbutsuge. Turning toward the dwelling of Master Tanran, the emperor of Liang always paid homage to him as a bodhisattva. Bodhiruchi, master of the Tripitaka, gave Tanran the Pure Land teachings, and Tanran, burning his scriptures on immortality, took refuge in the land of bliss. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandap, 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 Namandap. Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this Sunday service, Ho-onko service this morning. My name is Reverend Katsuya Kusunoki. I am the head minister, Rinban of Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share the Renbutsu teaching with you in this important opportunities, Ho-onko service, our founder Shinran Shonin's annual memorial service. At the Honganji, our mother temple in Kyoto, Honganji, they have Ho-onko service for 1 week from January 9th to January 16th. There are so many traditions on this Ho-onko service. Then one of the tradition is do you know this one? We call this Goeden scroll, illustration of our founder Shinran Shonin's life. So one of our tradition is we respectfully hang this Goeden scroll in front. Then one minister read this we call Godensho, Shinran Shonin's life. One of the minister read the Godensho. So then we review our Shinran Shonin's life. Then if you do the traditional reading of Godensho, it takes about 70-80 minutes. So if you are interested, you can go online, then you can listen to Godensho, the Shinran Shonin's life. So on this opportunity, I would like to share my appreciation of the Buddha Dharma today. So first, I'd like to ask you, do you know the Japanese story of Oni or demon? Oni is I found a picture of Oni online. So something like this. These are so cute. There is a famous Japanese folktale called Momotaro. Have you ever heard Momotaro? The peach taro or peach boy? So some of you may know the folk tale. And nowadays, another Oni story, Oni anime became so popular in Japan, I would say all over the world. It is called Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. Have you ever heard this anime? Demon Slayer? It is a story that Demon Slayer army fight against Oni, demon. One movie of Demon Slayer, Mugen Lecture, was shown all over the world, including the United States. In the movie, that was really interesting. Very end of the movie, one of the Demon Slayer put his hand together and says, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Wow, I was so surprised. Namo Amida Butsu was recited in a movie theater in the United States, all over the United States. That was amazing. That was amazing, isn't it? So I really liked this movie, Demon Slayer Mugen Resha. So let me introduce one of my favorite scenes. So let me introduce three main characters in this movie. So one is Kamado Tanjiro. He is a Demon Slayer member of Demon Slayer Corps. Kamado Tanjiro. Then another character is Rengoku Kyojuro. He is one of the leaders of the Demon Slayer Corps. He is a master of the sword. He fights using flame-style sword techniques. Then another main character is Akaza. He's a demon. He's number 3 ranked demon. He's also very, very strong. He does a martial arts type fighting. When the movie reaches the climax, Akaza, this demon, appeared in front of Tanjiro and Rengoku. The Tanjiro have received a serious injury from previous fights and fell down on the ground. So Rengoku and Akaza was facing each other, but Akaza tried to attack Tanjiro. Rengoku protected Tanjiro and told Akaza. So Rengoku said, "I do not understand why you are targeting an injured person." Akaza said, "He is an obstructive and unnecessary person for our conversation." Our conversation? What do we have to talk about? This is our first meeting, and I am already disgusted by you. I hate weak humans like him. I am disgusted by the sight of them. We have practically complete opposite moral values. Okay, I give you a deal. Why don't you become a demon? No, never. By looking, I know you are a strong fighter. You are a Hashira, pillars, aren't you? You are a leader of the Demon Slayer Corps, aren't you? Your fighting spirit is matured. You are getting closer to supreme territory. I am Kyojuro Rengoku. I am the flame Hashira pillar. I am Akaza. Kyojuro, I will tell you why you have not reached supreme territory. Because you are a human being. Because you get old and die. Do you become a demon, Kyojuro? Then you can fight and train for hundreds of years and become more powerful. Human lives are dear and precious because they grow old and die. The beauty of humans lies in their fragility. Strength is not a word only to use for the body. This boy, Tanjiro, is not weak. Do not insult him. I will tell you again, we have complete opposite moral value. I will not become a demon in any reason. All right, you rejected my deal. I just kill you. Then those Akaza and Rengoku start fighting. I really like this scene. So if you are asked to be a demon, if you are asked to be a oni, how do you answer? How do you answer? Do you accept the deal? In this story, demon cannot go under the sunlight. Demon eats human beings to live. Demon lives long life and never grow old. Demon recovers from illness and injury immediately. All demons were human beings before. There are some reasons to choose to become a demon. Here are two types of people who choose to become a demon. The one is a person who has incurable disease and is approaching his or her death. Two, a person who pursues strength and power. These people wish for eternal youth and immortality. They choose to become a demon because a demon does not get old, cure their illness immediately, and live long life. There was a Buddhist minister who wished for eternal youth and immortality. He is the third master of our seven masters. His name is Master Tanlan. At the beginning of my talk, I introduced a passage on Master Tanlan from Shoshinge. Turning toward the dwelling of Master Tanlan, the emperor of Liang always paid homage to him, and the Bodhisattva always paid homage to him as a Bodhisattva. Bodhiruchi, master of the Tripitaka, gave Tanlan the Pure Land teachings, and Tanlan, burning his scriptures on immortality, took refuge in the land of bliss. So this is the passage from the Shoshinge. Master Tanlan wrote the commentary on the treatise on the Pure Land. The treatise of the Pure Land was written by the second master, Vasubandhu. Our founder, Shinran Shonin, respected Master Tanlan a lot. Shinran Shonin took one kanji character, Ran, from his name for his name, Shinran. Tanlan was a great Buddhist scholar. He was respected as Bodhisattva. After entering monkhood, he eventually became a specialist in the 4 discourses. But while writing a commentary on the Great Correction Sutra, he fell ill. Tanlan set out to find on the Great Correction. Tanlan set out to find the sacred scripture on immortality, which discussed the ability to attain longevity. He found Tao Hongwen To Kokei, a well-known specialist in scriptures on immortality, who then gave him 10 scrolls discussing longevity. On his way home, he was taking those 10 scrolls home. On his way home, Tanlan met Bodhiruchi in a city. Bodhiruchi went to India to study Buddhism before. Tanlan eagerly showed these 10 scrolls and said, Are there any better Buddhist scrolls discussing longevity than these 10 scrolls? Bodhiruchi replied, Although those scriptures may teach about longevity, it is a life bound within this world of delusion and suffering. Even if you were to attain infinite life, you would continually face endless affliction in this world. Then Bodhiruchi gave him a Buddhist scroll and said, "If you practice it, you will attain emancipation and be liberated from birth and death forever." It is said that Buddhist scroll was the Sutra of Contemplation on the Buddha of Immeasurable Life, Contemplation Sutra. Tanlan received it and decided to burn the scriptures on immortality. So it is a story, Tanlan's conversion to the Pure Land path. For Tanlan, at first, Buddhism was a subject to research and study. He was trying to attain the ultimate in the Buddhism of learning. Later, Buddhism became his path to walk, to liberate from birth and death. At the beginning of my talk today, I first introduced anime of Demon Slayer. Demon, Oni, this guy. Demon, Oni Akaza, found value of their life in fighting and being stronger, being powerful. Tanlan, before he entered the Pure Land path, he found value on his life in attaining the ultimate of his field of learning Buddhism. To achieve their goals, they wanted to stay young and healthy and live long. Otherwise, their lives had no value. Thus, they thought. On the other hand, Rengoku Kyojuro, this guy, Rengoku had different ideas, different view on the value of human life. Human lives are dear, he said, human lives are dear and precious because they grow old and die. The beauty of human lives, the beauty of humans lies in their fragility. So Rengoku Kyojuro, he recognizes that getting old and dying are the beauty of human life. Human life is precious because of impermanency and fragility. So how do you think about these two different views? What kind of view on human life do you have? So I may think, people who have strength of body and power are great people. Their lives are more valuable than others. People who attain the ultimate in their field of learning are great people. Their lives are more meaningful than others. People who live long life must have their happy life. Their lives must be much better than others' lives. So I may think that way. How about you? Don't you think? I still think that people who have strength of body, who are smart people, and who live long life are good life. And these people who are weak and who have no academic ability, no achievement, and who are short lives are bad, not bad, but sad life. So it is how I evaluate human life sometimes. When I think how I see human lives on my life, I put values on each life measuring on longevity, strength of body, academic ability, and achievement. My view of human life may be closer to Demon's view, Oni's view. It is said that the scroll which Master Tanlan received was the Sutra of Contemplation Sutra, the Sutra of Contemplation on the Buddha of Immeasurable Life, the Contemplation Sutra. So it is a sutra teaching to visualize the Buddha of immeasurable life. the Buddha of immeasurable life is another name of Amida Buddha. So it is impossible for us to calculate how long the Buddha's life is. It is infinite. It means that the Buddha's life has no beginning and no end. So this definition, no beginning and no end, teaches us that the Buddha is always with me in the past, in the future, and now. It is the nature of Buddha of immeasurable life, Amida Buddha. The Contemplation Sutra is a teaching to visualize and encounter the Buddha of immeasurable life. So let me share another appreciation, my appreciation on the Buddha of immeasurable life. Immeasurable life means non-measuring of life. It is the Buddha which does not measure our life. So it is the Buddha which does not compare our life, does not evaluate or judge our life. I measure human life on strength, brightness, achievement, and longevity. So it is the way how I see people's life. The Buddha does not use this kind of measurement. Instead of measuring each life, instead of comparing one life to another, the Buddha receives each life as they are. Everyone which is born in this world get old, get illness, and die. All these lives are fragile and fleeting, and each of these lives are variable and precious. So it is the Buddha's, Amida Buddha's view to see our life. We learn how the Buddha, Amida Buddha, sees our life from the sutra and the Buddha's guidance. So we call Amida who has great compassion, great compassion. Compassion means to accept each life as they are without measuring and without comparing them. Although we have a nature to measure and compare human lives, we can encounter the Amida Buddha's compassion by listening to the teaching. When we encounter the Buddha's compassion, which has a different moral value and different view, our lives are accepted as they are, our heart and mind is settled. I feel gratitude, warm heart, and I am embraced. When I feel so, I put my hands together and say Namo Amida Butsu to express my appreciation. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. So thank you for attending to Ho-onko service this morning. Ho-onko is our founder Shinran Shonin's annual memorial service. We are able to encounter Amida Buddha's teaching, Namo Amida Butsu, because our founder's guidance, our founder Shinran Shonin's guidance. So today is a precious opportunity for all of us, for us to be able to encounter the Amida Buddha's teaching, for us to be able to listen to the Amida Buddha's teaching. So we express our appreciation to Amida Buddha and Shinran Shonin. So thank you again for listening to my Dharma message. To conclude my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho, put your hands together. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namanda, 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 Namanda.